Welcome back, everyone. Ready for another deep dive?
Absolutely. Let's do it.
All right. Today, we're jumping into a world full of fairy tales.
Oh, fun.
It is. We're taking a closer look at A Tangled Tale
Okay.
by Ettienne-Murphy.
I've heard of this one.
Yeah. And specifically, Chapter 2.
Uh-huh.
We get to hang out with some familiar faces like...
Oh, I love when we get to do these kinds of deep dives.
Me too.
Yeah.
So we've got Snow White, Rapunzel, even the dwarfs are there.
Oh, wow. A real classic lineup.
Right.
Yeah.
But here's the twist.
Okay.
We're going to see what happens to these fairy tale characters when happily ever after,
Yeah.
well, maybe fades a bit, and they have to face like real friendship dynamics.
Interesting. I like it.
So think about it like this. What happens when someone's charm is maybe a little too much?
Ooh, that's going to be good. I can already tell. So where do we start?
Well, let's talk about Goldina Lachlan.
Okay.
Talk about an entrance. She's like a burst of sunshine. Yeah, shimmering hair bouncing like sunbeams. That's how the author describes her.
Wow. Okay, she sounds like she makes an impression.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And she struts along with this air of total confidence.
Confidence is good, but it sounds like maybe she's a little too confident.
Maybe. It does make you wonder how other people see her, though.
Oh, that's an interesting thought. Like, is she really as amazing as she thinks she is?
Right. Because she calls everyone darling
Yeah.
and just assumes they've saved her a seat.
Okay, yeah. So she definitely likes to be the center of attention.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
And she's got these stories.
Ooh, does she?
Oh, yeah. And they're all so extravagant.
Yeah.
Like more than a peacock's tail, the book says.
Wait, so she exaggerates
Maybe a bit.
just a tad.
Yeah. It does make you wonder if she believes her own hype.
Right. Like, is she putting on an act?
That's a good question. Or is she really that?
Self-absorbed.
Yeah, maybe. But her friends, they seem to take it all in stride.
Really? So they just put up with her?
Well, Rapunzel compliments her stories, and Snow White. She even jokes that Goldina could charm the apples off a tree.
So they're being polite, but are they really buying it?
That's what's so interesting. As the day goes on,
Yeah.
you can kind of see their reactions changing just a little.
Oh, how so?
Well, like when Goldina says she's discovered she has like the most beautiful singing voice.
Oh, no. I bet she compared herself to a nightingale or something.
Haha, you know her too well.
What can I say? I've met a few Goldinas in my time.
I think we all have.
Yeah.
But it's interesting because even though the others are kind of,
Yeah.
you can almost see this like,
Like a little amusement.
yeah, like they're starting to see through her act.
Oh, okay. So maybe they are getting a little tired of her show.
Maybe. And then comes the best part.
Okay, tell me.
Snow White, she suggests they all sing together.
Oh, no. I can already imagine how that went.
Pure chaos. The book calls it a cacophony.
That is the perfect word for it.
It's hilarious to think about, but it really shows you that Goldina,
What? That she just can't share the spotlight? Yeah, classic Goldina. Gotta be the star of the show. Always.
yep, even in a simple song. And then when she's walking home, the author uses this really cool imagery.
Oh, what is it?
It's like the trees are whispering secrets.
Ooh. Spooky.
Yeah, it's almost as if nature itself is reacting to her.
Wow, that is cool. Do you think that means,
Yeah.
do you think Goldina realizes that maybe,
That her act isn't working.
yeah, like maybe her friends are seeing through her?
It does feel like a turning point, like even she senses something's off.
So she's getting a glimpse of herself from the outside, huh?
Maybe, but being Goldina, she brushes it off.
Oh, no.
And she vows to shine brighter than ever.
Oh, Goldina. So are we left hanging?
Totally.
Yeah.
Will she actually change? Or will she keep being...
Self-absorbed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I need to know what happens next.
Ugh, the suspense is killing me. This is why I love these deep dives. They always leave you wanting more.
Me too.
Yeah.
And it really makes you think, can someone be so focused on their own brilliance
Yeah.
that they completely miss how it affects the people around them?
Deep stuff. I guess that's what we're going to be exploring for the rest of this deep dive. So stay tuned, everybody.
Oh, don't go anywhere. We'll be back in a flash.
It's funny because when you read about Goldina,
Yeah,
it's like we've all met someone like her.
totally.
Yeah.
Like that friend who always makes the conversation about them.
Oh, yes. So exhausting.
It really is.
Yeah.
And it makes you think about how important balance is in any friendship.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Because it can't always be about one person.
Right. It's a give and take.
Exactly. Everyone needs to feel,
Seen
yeah,
and heard.
absolutely. It's easy to just label someone like Goldina as,
Self-centered?
yeah, or even narcissistic.
Yeah.
But I wonder if maybe
there's something else going on.
yeah, could it be that she's
Insecure.
exactly, maybe all that confidence is just
The mask.
yeah, like maybe she's trying to hide her
Vulnerabilities.
exactly. It's like sometimes the people who seem the most confident
Yeah.
are actually the ones struggling the most with. Yeah. And it makes me think, have I ever done that?
Oh, totally. Like, sometimes I catch myself exaggerating.
Oh, yeah, me too. It's like we all have a little bit of Gordy in us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We all want to look good.
Right.
Yeah. But the key is finding that balance.
That's what name key.
Like healthy self-confidence, but also being humble.
Yeah, that makes sense. And you know what's interesting?
What?
Goldina's friends, they don't just give up on her.
Oh, really? So they stick around.
They do. They're so patient with her.
Wow, that's impressive. So they must really care about her.
Yeah. Like, remember when they all try to sing together?
Oh, yeah. Even though it's total disaster.
Total chaos. But it shows they want to help her?
Yeah. Like, even though it's frustrating, they're still there for her.
That's true friendship right there.
It really is. It's not about finding perfect people
But about loving them,
and supporting them.
even when they're,
A little bit difficult.
yeah, haha. But you know,
What?
it does make you wonder.
How much can one friendship take?
Oh, that's a good question. Like, when does patience turn into,
Resentment.
yeah, because everyone has their limits.
Exactly. And remember, this chapter ends.
On a cliffhanger.
Yeah. We don't know if Goldina will actually change.
But frustrating. But I guess that's the point.
Right.
Like, the author wants us to think about it.
That's true. Would we try to shine even brighter?
Or would we take a step back and look at ourselves?
Tough questions.
They are. And that's what makes this whole story so interesting.
Yeah, it really gets you thinking.
It does. About friendships, about ourselves, and
And how we connect with other people.
exactly.
Wow, who knew a fairy tale could make us think so much about real life?
Right. It's amazing how this story about, you know, princesses and dwarfs
Yeah,
gets us talking about friendships and ego and all that stuff.
absolutely. And I think one of the things that really stands out is
Yeah.
how the author shows us all these different sides of friendship.
Oh, I see what you mean. Like, we see how patient Goldina's friends are. Right.
But we also see them getting kind of frustrated with her.
Exactly. Like, they're trying to be supportive,
Yeah.
but it's hard because she always has to be.
The center of attention.
Yeah. It's like they're walking a tightrope,
Ooh, good analogy.
right? Like trying to balance their love for her with,
With the reality of how tough it is to be her friend.
yeah. And it makes you wonder, is there a limit? Like, how much can we actually tolerate in a friendship?
That's a really good question.
Right. Because at some point, doesn't unconditional love become,
Enabling.
yeah, like maybe you're not really helping them anymore?
It's a tough balance for sure. And I think it's different for everyone.
Oh, absolutely. Some friendships can handle a lot more than others.
Exactly. And sometimes we just don't have the answers for other people.
That's true. We can offer support, but ultimately it's up to them
To change.
yeah. And that makes me think about Goldina at the end.
Yeah.
Remember when she's walking home and feels that, like,
Unease.
yeah, those whispering trees. It felt like maybe she's finally seeing herself more clearly.
Maybe. Like a tiny crack in that perfect facade.
It gives me hope for her.
Me too.
Yeah.
Even if the chapter doesn't tell us what happens next.
Right. It's a total cliffhanger.
It is. But I like to imagine that maybe,
That this could be the start of something new for her.
yeah, like maybe she'll actually start to change.
Maybe she'll learn to be a better friend.
And maybe she'll find a way to shine.
But without dimming everyone else's light.
Exactly. And, you know, that's what makes this story so powerful.
Yeah. It's not just a fairy tale, it's like a mirror.
Reflecting our own lives back at us.
Yeah. It makes us think about our own friendships and how we treat people.
So, as we wrap up our deep dive on this chapter,
Yeah.
what are some things we can take away from this whole Goldina situation?
Well, I think the biggest thing is remembering that friendship is a two-way street.
Absolutely. It's not just about what you can get, but what you can give.
Exactly. And we also need to be more self-aware.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Like paying attention to how our actions affect others.
Yeah. It's about finding that balance.
Between confidence and humility.
Yeah. Because true radiance comes from connecting with others, not outshining them.
So well said. So as we head back to reality,
Yeah.
let's try to be more thoughtful friends. And,
More aware of ourselves.
and let's never forget the power of,
Real connection.
yeah, 'cause that's where true fulfillment comes from.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Thanks for joining us for another deep dive. We'll see you next time.
Bye, everyone.